right, just past 4:20 in the East, 2:20 in the Mountain Time Zone, where I am located. Thanks very much for joining me on Ultimate Fantasy Sports Daily. My name is Dean Millard. We're here Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and lots of really great fantasy programming and just general sports talk programming on the way, especially we get into the hockey season. We have Ultimate Fantasy Football on Sunday mornings with Andy McNamara, 11 a.m. Eastern, to get you set and get your lineups ready. UFHL Now will return on Wednesdays, Inside UFLB likely on Friday this week, and some other great programming to come as well. But right now, I want to bring in our first guest of the day. He is the first ever draft pick of the Edmonton Oil Kings and now a member of the Detroit Red Wings after a great NHL career that will continue. Mark Pysyk is my guest today. Mark, it's great to chat with you again. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you?
I am awesome. It's great to catch up with you once again. I know we met a long time ago in a cold barn in Ardrossan when we made you the Global Sports Athlete of the Week a long time ago, so it's been a while. But I guess maybe just give us an update on where you are. I know you signed in Detroit, but a bit of an injury. How's the recovery? And take us through what happened.
Yeah, it's going well. It was a couple days after signing, actually. Went to the gym, working out, and tore my Achilles tendon. It was the next morning, but I thought I just rolled it, and then a couple days later, surgery. But things are going well. I'm slowly getting out of that walking boot that I'm sure everybody knows and has a bad memory of. So I'm excited to get rid of that and throw that in the garbage. But it's going well down here in Detroit now. Get to know the guys, the staff. It's been a fun couple weeks so far down here.
And that's so frustrating for anybody, but especially somebody who's active or an athletic and a professional athlete, to just have to sit around and wait and let it heal. Is this, kind of the frustrating part of that, is the waiting game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting better. I can move around a little bit now, but in the gym I can't move. I got two small kids at home that I can't run around and chase. That's been pretty frustrating too, but it's something that happens. Obviously bad luck. I went from being on top of the world, signing with the Detroit Red Wings. We were super excited, pumped up, and then, a short couple days later, it's 4 to 6 months on the shelf. So it was a roller coaster for sure, but it's coming around.
Yeah, and especially when you're joining a new team, as you said, you're there in Detroit, getting used to it, and this is an exciting situation, I think, in Detroit. I think what Steve Yzerman has done, there's a really great mix of veterans, guys like yourself, and then some really up and coming young players. You have to be excited to be able to get in there and see what this team can actually do this year.
Absolutely. I think it's very exciting right now. There's a little bit of a buzz. I'm not sure what it was like the last couple of years here. I have absolutely no idea, but being around the room now, talking to the guys, there's a level of excitement, which I'm sure, every team is, but the guys that have been here before, they can feel that excitement and anticipation of the season, and hopefully they can get off to a good start. And then, whenever I'm back, hopefully I can help out with whatever I can.
Well, and I think, what you bring and what you've always brought to any team that I've watched is, a steady, calm, veteran presence. Even when you were a young player, you seemed like a veteran, kind of beyond your years. And so do you look at this now where you are in your career, going in there and being a kind of a bit of a mentor and, helping these young guys while also trying to help, obviously win a Stanley Cup at some point?
We were, I was talking to a few of the other guys, like we're 30 years old now. The older guys in the locker room, which you think will never happen. But I think just the way you said, I've kind of been the same way my whole life, calm, try to stay calm. And last year in Buffalo, there's a lot of young guys that it was fun to work with and fun to be around. So, whatever that looks like, as a leadership, kind of doing whatever you do day in, day out, the young guys will see that. But there's a lot of young talent here that is well on their way to, being their own and doing their own thing.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be so fun to see guys like Sider and Raymond and everybody growing up with this team. The excitement is there. What about the excitement of playing for an Original Six team? I mean, Buffalo certainly is a strong hockey market, and obviously Dallas is growing. They have a Stanley Cup championship there. Florida is growing. The team is good, but now you really are in a hockey market. It's a true Original Six market, similar to what like a Canadian market might be a little bit. What's the excitement or the anticipation for that like?
Yeah, that was one of the things as well. Signing with the Red Wings is insanely cool. And then just from the first day you walk into that arena, you see jerseys on the wall. There's plaques of the guys that played there. The names, you can go down the list of, the greats that have played here. And that's definitely something cool. It's going to be, whenever it comes, putting that jersey on, it's going to be really cool.
I want to go back to your time in Florida. This is a team and a franchise, obviously, that you saw up close and personal. That is really exciting. Some changes this year, but what was it like being on that team that was really on the way up, on the cusp of and they're on the cusp of greatness? What do you expect from that Panthers team?
Yeah, good team, great team. Obviously, last year I think they're definitely going to take off or pick up from where they left off. And yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit for that team. They got a lot of good pieces. They obviously lost Huberdeau and Uyghur, but I think there's a vision down there that the GM has. And when we were there, it was awesome. We made a lot of good lifelong friends there. I was there for 4 years. Those were a lot of fun for us. And it's exciting. I'm sure, like I said, there's anticipation, excitement going into the year, and I'm sure that's the same in 32 NHL locker rooms right now.
Yeah, and for Jonathan Huberdeau and Uyghur, they're coming out west now, close to your backyard. So, what do you think for Huberdeau out west? Did you have a chance to chat with him at all about the trade and wish him any kind of luck like that?
A little bit. Just texted him, told him good luck. He's from Montreal, so he knows the cold, but he is, I'm sure, a lot more accustomed to the warmth. So it'll be funny seeing him drive his Ferrari in Calgary. So I'm not sure he's going to do, but no, they're going to enjoy it. I think playing in Canada, I think they'll both really do a good job, and I think the city and the fans there will absolutely love the both of them.
What about yourself? Thoughts about ever playing in Canadian cities? Have you come close to signing with a Canadian market? And you have some years left. Is it something that you ever thought? I don't know if coming back home would be something, but just how close have you ever been to signing with the Canadian market?
Not that close, I don't think. I've been fortunate that there hasn't been too much waiting around on free agency days or anything like that. So we kind of jumped, and obviously Detroit this summer it came up, so we jumped on that. That's an exciting one, and I'm here right now. And you know what? If I could stay here and finish my career here, I think that's the priority right now. Stay in one spot, and who knows what future holds though.
Yeah, well, especially, you have a young family, as I mentioned. I know family is so important. I had a chance to spend time with your family when I was at Global, and we did a bunch of stories at your house. And I wonder how becoming a father has sort of changed you. I hear this all the time. Guys in the NHL, when they have kids, they certainly start looking at their careers a little different than when it was just themselves. So how has maybe having a family changed you, as obviously as a person, but your approach to hockey and being an athlete?
It's for sure. I mean, all the stuff we packed over from Buffalo, just in the last 2 weeks, my wife has been just unpacking boxes from the minute she wakes up till the minute she goes to bed. So moving around every year is obviously not ideal, but we're still in the in the young phase where they're not at grade school yet. So we can move around a little bit, but that's quickly approaching. So who knows what that'll influence, with where we're playing. But I mean, you're playing for something else. Kids are the absolute best thing in the world. I certainly want to play long enough till they both understand kind of, how cool it is to be around the NHL and be playing hockey for a job. So that's definitely some motivation to extend my career as long as possible.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Nick TVIP is joining us on Twitch, and he says, enjoyed watching Mr. Pysyk in Victoria against the Royals years ago. You guys had some crazy road trips with those Edmonton Oil Kings and some of those bus trips. Going across the ferry is one thing, but those bus trips into the BC territory were pretty wild, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. When you're going through the mountains or coming home and it's icy, and you hear the rumble strips and you wake up and you feel like you're sliding. The bus drivers do a fantastic job. That is not easy. And, think of all the miles you put in on the bus. It's a lot, but that's some of the most fun you have.
Yeah, you really do bond on the bus. A little bit different in the NHL. You're on planes, but that's where teams come together. Road trips, spending time. You're not going to your own houses. You're all together. It really is whatever team you're on, the road trip really forms that bond, doesn't it? It's not just a cliche.
No, absolutely. With teams that are a little bit older, everybody has families they want to get home to, and you can't blame guys for that. But when you're on the road and everybody's going out for dinners, grabbing drinks, doing whatever. That's exactly right. That's where you form those bonds. And on sort of younger teams, it's a lot more exciting and fun. And hopefully it'll be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, and interesting to see yourself go from one of those kind of younger guys to being the veterans, and for me to watch it happen, it's really cool to see you become that veteran presence. Another way teams bond is through fantasy sports, and I know you're not a huge fantasy sports guy, but it's pretty big in locker rooms. Who are some of the guys that take it pretty seriously that you've played with, and do you just stay away from it? You're not into it, you're too busy, or what's the deal with fantasy?
No, I'm in the league this year.
Oh, good.
The fantasy football leagues, we got 14 guys, which is uncharted territory for me. So I have a buddy back home that really helps me out. But Luongo was big into it, and now he's on his way to being a real GM, which is funny. But yeah, the guys are into it, super into it here. I got my butt kicked this week by Dylan Larkin, and I have the far superior team. But I had Akers, started me off, and then who else did I? It was a couple poor performances that I'm gonna have to sit those guys this week just to send a message, and then just can't lose. That's it. My goal is just to not finish last. We don't know what the punishment is yet here, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna vote for the soft punishment because I know how bad I am.
I can only imagine how bad those punishments and how much fun. And, it's kind of another way to bond. But, you guys have the ability to be a little bit more creative than the average person when it comes to some of that stuff. So I imagine, whether it's picking up the tab at a dinner or having to wash a buddy's car, you guys can get really creative, I think, with those punishments.
Yeah, I think the last year in Florida when I did it, it was dinner. Maybe Buffalo last year too. But yeah, it's exciting. It's a good way. Guys are coming to the rink talking about it on the weekends, and you have everybody that study everything, and some guys that don't make one wire claim the whole year and they win. It's good. That's how I'd have to win.
That's right.
But I do have Justin Herbert as quarterback. So I'm good. We're in good hands.
You are in good hands, yeah. Is Dylan Larkin much of a chirper when it comes to beating? Like, did he chirp you after beating you, or is he just like a drop the football in the end zone and go back to the sideline guy?
It wasn't too bad. He kind of just dropped the football and walked away. But if I would have beat him, which I thought was going to happen, I would have been all over him. But
really? Like, I have a hard time seeing you chirping any. Like, even you're such a nice guy, even trash talking on the ice, I think you might be polite.
Yeah. I try to be polite. Yeah, as respectful as you can trash talk. We'll put it at that.
That's right. This is a family show. I just want to go back to the Edmonton Oil Kings and your time there. The first ever draft pick, as I mentioned, you were able to wear the captaincy. To see the Oil Kings make another run last year, pretty cool, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I think they got hosed the year before with the COVID. I don't think they had the playoffs or something, so it was good to see them make it back, and not completely miss out on a good opportunity. But yeah, Sebastian Kosa, he was there. He's in Detroit right now, so I've seen him the last couple of weeks working out, and yeah, it's awesome to look back and see, and that's something that you can also have bragging rights over, guys.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I thought was really cool? At the World Juniors this year, which obviously was in Edmonton in the summer, Latvia was playing. I saw somebody walking around with a Christians Pels jersey. And I know that is a name that is still near and dear to your heart, but I thought that was really cool that memory is still alive with that country playing. I thought that was a really neat, kind of tying it all together with the Oil King history.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a tough day, but the Oil Kings family and everybody involved certainly will not forget.
For sure. Mark, this has been awesome. Please say hello to your family for Trish and I. My wife rode in with your parents to that Memorial Cup in Brandon. It was weird how it all came full circle. But say hi to your family from us. And certainly best of luck. Love to do this again sometime. Best of luck on healing. And certainly best of luck in Detroit with the Red Wings and the Original Six. Thanks very much for doing this today.
Thank you very much for having me, and hopefully next time I'll have some good fantasy football news.
Yeah, exactly. Get better. You can't. Yeah. Management wins games, right? So you guys need to make some better decisions. Thanks, Mark. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.